Texas. ESPN's Bowl Week rolls on down the river. Tonight from San Antonio, it's the 4th-ranked Kansas State Wildcats and the Purdue Boilermakers at the Builder Square Alamo Bowl. Remember the Alamo. The players and fans of Kansas State certainly will, after they turned in the storybook season of their lives. One final slip-up at just the wrong time left the Wildcats out of the Bowl Championship Series and searching for answers why. The Alamo gladly offered them a place to call their holiday home. Tonight, a dream matchup of quarterbacks. From Kansas State, senior Michael Bishop, the electrifying Heisman Trophy runner-up. And from Purdue, sophomore Drew Brees, the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. The Purdue fans may have outshouted the Wildcats at Sunday's pep rally, but the town has been painted purple ever since. The best traveling fans in college football have made themselves at home in San Antonio, as more than 25,000 K-State faithful have come from all points of Kansas to the Builder Square Alamo Bowl. It's the Big 12 versus the Big 10. Kansas State taking on Purdue here at the Alamo Dome. Hi, everybody. Ron Franklin, welcome to San Antonio, Texas. And first of all, let me say from all of us to all of you, we hope that you and your family are having a simply great holiday season. Sit back and relax right now. Another really outstanding college football game here on ESPN. And I think the headline for this one tonight should be intrigue. K-State, well, there's no getting around it. They're still hurting over what happened to them. One play away from making it to Tempe in the national championship game. They lost to Texas A&M in double overtime. All of a sudden, they fell to where the number 4 team in the conference should have gone bowling, yet they have an 11-1 record. So it brings up all kind of questions. Will they be ready to play tonight? What will their frame of mind be? We'll find all of that out, obviously, in the next 3.5 hours. But they can't be napping tonight because they're going up against the most prolific offense in the Big Ten Conference. Purdue, granted, lost 4 football games, but all 4 of those losses came to teams that are going to big bowl games, plus the fact all 4 of those teams finished the season with 5 straight wins each. To me, the key tonight, can Purdue cause enough confusion with the K-State defense? Bill Snyder said it best day before yesterday. He said, wow, I'm glad we don't have just a week to prepare for these people. They're nothing like we've seen in the last 6 years at Kansas State. Mike Gottfried and Adrian Karsten are standing by. It's the Builder Square Alamo Bowl from San Antonio, Purdue, and Kansas State next. Joe Tiller, second season at Purdue, coming there from the Western Athletic Conference from Wyoming, has been very, very successful. And this man here, 10 seasons at K-State, the Bear Bryant National Coach of the Year. Bill Snyder, 77 victories, 38 losses, and 1 tie. And interesting in visiting with him 2 days ago, and I posed the question to him, are you at the mental state you would like with your ball club? And he said, I would have to say no. You would always like a little bit more. But he said, I think they'll be ready to play because we give them 48 hours. They had that workout on Sunday, and then they let them get their legs back. Nothing but pictures yesterday.
You'll know, Ron, as the game goes along, because if they lack concentration, it'll show up in penalties and mistakes as we go through this ball game.
Martin Gramatica, you see his numbers. That's incredible. 96 kickoffs and 51 of those touchbacks. Number 2, this is Clopton and Randall Lane, the 2 deep men for the Purdue Boilermakers. K-State won the toss. They deferred, and this one is underway. Gets by Clopton and goes into the end zone. And so the Boilermakers will scrimmage from their 20-yard line. And let's check in on the sideline with Adrian Karsten. Adrian.
Ron, thanks very much. Now, moments ago, you and Mike mentioned Michael Bishop. What I've heard out of this quarterback and his teammates over the past half hour, I can tell you at least the Wildcats look and sound like they're ready to play this game. Now, sometimes the way a team warms up, what they have to say, and then the way they play can be very different things. But I saw the big offensive lineman, Ryan Young, get his group together and say, look, you guys, you take the 3 weeks of frustration and disappointment and anger and let it go. Just let it go. We're in the national spotlight. We have a lot to prove to the college football world. And, Ron, it's that kind of solidarity that has Joe Diller concerned.
Well, I think he would have to be. First play from scrimmage, Brees sets up at a shotgun. They fake the run. Brees to throw, and he is low and away. Gabe Cox, the intended receiver. Offensively, this is the way they begin. Brees, and they'll have only one running back, Jay Crabtree. They'll have as many as 4 wide receivers, but they started out this way. Randolph at tight end, Jones, Cox, and Randall Lane, the receivers. And the offensive line, it's a good group. Matt Light is the best of the offensive line. Niedrek right there in the middle. Jim Niedrek is the man who will call the defensive sets. Second down and 10. Puts touch on this one, and the ball is dropped by Isaac Jones. Right in the hands. Coverage was good, but he was there. The pass was there, and all of a sudden, just what Joe Tiller didn't want. Third down and long as you take a look at the defense. Joe Bob Clements, Roe McIntosh, and Darren Howard, the defensive front, may be the best group of linebackers in America. Oakes, Kelly, and Semino. And in the secondary, it is Butler, Carter, Lamar, Chapman, and Cooper, the strong safety.
Ron, we talked about this. All 3 of those linebackers are off the field right now.
Brees under pressure, gets it away, has it complete, and that is Chris Daniels for the first down. You could see that Brees bought himself extra time with his mobility. Good for 13 yards, and it was Chapman who was coming after him.
And that's what Bill Snyder was talking about. He frustrates defensive linemen and secondary. They brought both safeties on a blitz, Proctor and Lamar Chapman, but he bought some time and got the ball out to Chris Daniels. But all 3 of the key linebackers for Kansas State were on the sideline.
Blitz off the corner. Pass right back in that direction, threw it short, and Lane has to go to the AstroTurf to make the catch.
Well, concerned both are Bill Snyder, the head coach, and Bobby Stoops. You can see the intensity up in the booth. But what's happened, Ron, is when you take 2 timeouts, you see Mike Stoops, 2 timeouts in the first quarter, 4 penalties, 2 of them being offsides. It's a concern, and Bill Snyder knows right now his ball club is not with it.
So it continues to be third down. Boilermaker fans trying to get them going. Empty backfield again from the shotgun. Brees is sacked by Semino. Second time that they've gotten to him tonight.
But they've also brought a corner, Carter, number 35, giving a lot of different looks to Drew Brees.
So the interception right now, it would appear, goes for naught.
Good pressure again by Deshaun Carter, number 35, the corner. He made Drew Brees bring that ball down, and Mark Semino made that tackle.
4th punt of the night by Purdue, and we're still in the first quarter with 45 seconds and counting left in his first 15 minutes. David Allen, the deep man, coming after him again. Very high kick off to the left side. Allen calls for his team, and look at this K-State bounce. Good heavens, it comes all the way back to the 35 and then goes dead at the 33. That's a 7-yard kick. Well, they kicked it very high and on the artificial surface. The only bad thing is the point came down with the tail pointing the wrong direction. 7 yards is the net. Option play back into the open side of the field. Hickson gets a block. 45, and he's out to the 47-yard line. And that is far and away the longest running play by either team, particularly by K-State tonight.
Ron, anytime you run an option, a speed option down the line of scrimmage, your fullback better block on the outside. Watch number 30 here, Brian Goolsby, with a nice block. He's going to make the block right here on the linebacker. And that just allows Eric Hickson to break that seam and pick up a good yardage and a first down.
You know, it didn't look like a lot, but number 80, Darnell McDonald, had his guy occupied as well, which allowed another 5 yards in the play. First down, Wildcats. Off the shotgun. Here's Murphy. Loses the football. It is picked up by Purdue. Reeves, and Reeves will take it back inside the 35-yard line.
Willie Fells with a nice hit. Linebacker on Frank Murphy. And again, Ron, 2 timeouts in the first quarter, an interception, 4 penalties, and now a fumble. Again, I don't think you're seeing a Kansas State team that's focused like they have been all year. And Purdue needs to take advantage of these opportunities.
I started to say, you're only going to get so many easy at bats or easier against this team. Here comes Murphy.
A good hit by the linebacker, Willie Fells. It's another look. Willie Fells, number 40.
Came across it, knocked it loose. Crabtree this time in the backfield with Drew Brees. Drew Brees started off 4 of 8. He is now 2 of his last 7. That's Cox in motion. Coming back to the lower part of your screen. Quarterback draw. 5, 10. Boy, does he take a shot from Cooper. And also 42 Semino comes up to make the hit on him. And let's see, he will have the first down. That is the end of the first quarter. So let's take a break. Kansas State nothing. Purdue nothing. And the Boilers are threatening. We'll be right back. And if somebody had told us this was going to be a defensive struggle, we probably would have argued with them, Mike Godfrey.
Yeah, they had all the makings, and still does, of some points being put on this board. Stats after first quarter, and when you look at Purdue, only 39 passing yards, and Kansas State, nothing in the air. The 2 turnovers big.
How about this? Time of possession, 4:57 K-State, 10:03 for the Boilermakers.
Wow.
Brees blitz coming right up the middle. They roll the pocket. Can he get it away? Yes, got a man open. His tight end at Stratton. And he steps out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Purdue. Semino was really coming all after him.
Ron, here's what opens the passing game, though, because Kansas State is stopping the passing game. They only have 5 people. When you look at 1 linebacker and 4 to the empty set, Drew Brees takes advantage of that because he runs the draw for a big first down. Now that'll help open the passing game. Even though Drew Brees has taken a lick on that, that is a big play for them.
1st and goal. Again, empty backfield, nobody behind Brees. He takes it from under center, drills it, and it should have been caught. And that's 2 passes tonight that Jones has had hit him right in the hands, and he dropped.
Now Mike Stoops has told his defensive players they're going to get yards. But when they get inside the 20-yard line, we've got to play great red zone defense here. Isaac Jones, number 6, getting away from the defender. Looks like Milton Proctor just couldn't hold on to the football.
A little bit slow to react. He only came up with 1 hand.
Ron, here's another offside penalty against Kansas State, so that's going to benefit Purdue again as the ball's moved to the 5-yard line.
So 1st down and goal now from 5 yards away. 6 of 17 for Brees.
Now, when can you think of 3 offside penalties in a quarter and about 8 seconds?
Now they're moving into the K-State end of the field. That's the reason Brees is having to come up. Blitz right up the middle. Looking, delivers, touchdown, and he's got Chris Daniels.
Run a simple curl route against Keith Black and makes him look like a fade, and then just bumps off of Keith Black and then comes back and runs a curl.
Extra point attempt. That's Travis Dorich, and he knocks it home. As on the sideline, Keith Black talks with his head coach. It is all of a sudden Purdue 7 and Kansas State nothing, and the heavy underdogs in this ball game have jumped up and bitten the heavy favorites. Well, we are back, and the excitement in the Alamo Dome is on the side of Purdue as they lead at 7-0. And the interesting question is, will Bunton kick it away to either Allen or number 3, Frank Murphy, who are back deep? Because, folks, Murphy fumbled a moment ago, but Murphy is a 4.22 sprinter. He's the fastest man on the K-State team, and he gets it 5 yards deep. And his teammates say, nope, don't try to return this one. So Kansas State will go from their own 20-yard line, and now trailing by a touchdown, 7-0. Pressure from the backside, and he is going to be sacked again by Colvin. Ball came loose, but the officials say no, he was down at the 10-yard line. But they say down, but it is Purdue's football, Mike. They have awarded it. They have awarded it to Purdue.
Well, Roosevelt Colvin came off the corner. He's from Broad Ripple High School in Indianapolis. Then compared to former Purdue and 49er Keena Turner from the outside. Michael Bishop arguing the point, but number 59, Roosevelt Colvin, they're blocking him with 2 players. Justin Swift, the tight end, stayed in on him.
And it's a great call. You could see the ball coming out. Watch it right here. It is coming out there. He clearly
took it out.
He took it away from him. And in fact, if his knee had not been down, he would have been allowed to take it into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, what an opportunity for the Boilermakers. First down just outside the 10-yard line. Brees drills it. Incomplete. That was Isaac Jones, the man he was looking for. 3rd down and 7. Pumps it. Now delivers and knocked away and incomplete. Trying to go to Randall Lane. Boy, he had some heat on that one.
Almost too close to put the zip on that he did, but it looked like Randall Lane had a chance to catch that football. You know, you go back to the delay of game penalty and you wonder at this part of the season, but there's so many checkoffs at the line of scrimmage. You take so much time and look for matchups that sometimes you get caught on delay of games.
Travis Dortch, 13 of 19 this year. It's a 25-yard attempt. High pass, they get it down, and the kick, he squeezes it in on that left side. Let's take a break. If you just joined us, a little surprised? Well, I think everybody is. 10-0, Boilermakers over K-State. Welcome back to San Antonio. It's 10-0, and the folks wearing the colors of Purdue are the ones who are standing and cheering right now. You're looking at Michael Bishop on the sideline. Here comes the kick. Last one by Bunton was in the end zone. This one is returnable, and this is Murphy at the goal line. He is a 4.22 sprinter. And he ran into his own blocker and is going to be stopped just short of the 30-yard line. That was Bell who made the tackle, 28 yards on the return. Here comes the pressure from the outside, and they throw the screen. Hickson, and that is a nice recovery defensively. Mitch Rion is there, and also Fells. You could see him coming over the top, and I'm not sure he got the first down.
No, he's short. Willie Fells, the middle linebacker, has had an excellent first half. He leads the team with 100 tackles. He was an 189-pound wrestler in high school, and wrestlers make good football players because they understand leverage.
Well, you see the smile on his face because, again, K-State is going to have to punt, and this is 3 times that they've had to punt it away. Clock runs as we're about to go under 11 minutes left in his opening half. Again, the ball is not long, but this one is fielded, and the tackle made immediately on Sutherland. But that one he didn't let hit the turf and bounce, and as a result, it's only 37 yards.
And again, good coverage on this punt by Kansas State. And you know what the Kansas State coaches are all thinking about right now, somebody has to turn the tide. Maybe somebody on defense, get a turnover, big play, big hit, offensively a big play, and then you're just one play away from getting back in this ball game.
From a shotgun, gets it away and right through the hands of Gabe Cox.
Travis Oakes, the middle linebacker, number 50, with pressure on Drew Brees. Didn't give him a chance to get this football.
Had to get it away very quickly, but again, it looked like a football that was catchable. like it went right through his hands.
You know, the other thing, when you watch Purdue run offensive line wise, they do a lot of cut blocking at the line of scrimmage. The defensive linemen get chopped around their knees, and they don't like that. And by about the third or fourth quarter, you don't get much of a pass rush because guys are worrying about their knees for the beach.
They get a little frustrated. You're right. Brees steps up, buys some time, and just throws that one into the turf. There was very good coverage by Carter on Randall Lane.
And I want to go back to what you said. You know, one guy that could change this game around quick is Allen. And he's got the crowd again. He comes in with a bounce. I like his style.
Holding his hands up saying, cheer for me because I'm good. I lead the nation, and let me show you how.
I like his style.
4 punts in the first quarter. That's an Alamo Bowl record by Purdue. See if they come after him. They've been getting folks free in the middle, K-State. And the ball goes through his hands. Good heavens, what else can happen? Picked up by K-State and dropped. They battled for it at the 1 and recovered. Nope, still not recovered. At the 1-foot line.
That may be the play that wakes up Kansas State.
Kansas State, the ball recovered by Lorzell.
High snap went right through the hands. And Kansas State bouncing the ball around, trying to, you always tell your players, just try to scoop it in the end zone.
But it is K-State's football, and they are about 18 inches away.
Put an asterisk by that play because this whole game may change with this play.
An asterisk by that one, and that snap from center was an absolute rocket. Allen in the backfield along with Gouldsby. Going to throw the fade to the corner. Touchdown, McDonald. Well, the punting game has been close to disastrous for Purdue all night, and finally it crumbled on them and cost them the first score of the night.
It really did, and Darnell McDonald used his 6'3" frame on this fade route and caught the touchdown pass. He had 75 receptions during the year for 9 touchdowns. Add another one.
Martin Gramatica to attempt the extra point. And he got it. 9:49 left until halftime. So let's take a break. Our new score, Purdue 10, Kansas State 7. We'll be right back. Now the K-State fans are now aroused, and they have good reason to be. They're on the scoreboard with an interesting call with first down and inches at the goal line, Mike.
Yeah, they go to split backs and throw the fade and get their 6'3" receiver on Henry Bell, 5'11" corner. Felt almost like feeling they'd take the easy way.
How about these numbers? In 20 minutes and 11 seconds of football, there have been 14 offensive possessions in this ballgame. That's a lot of start and stammers.
Yeah. Start and stops.
Start and stammer and stop. Clopton. He's free. Clopton is finally going to be tackled at the 49-yard line by Butler.
Now the Butler did it, but Clopton setting up good field position for Drew Brees. Just hits this middle return, just gets some good blocks, got a little wiggle to him. Then Butler makes the tackle, but Purdue sets up shop in good field position.
This Purdue offense is beginning to do just what they wanted to do against K-State, and that has had them confused. Ball is hit. Was it a forward pass? An incomplete forward pass. Arm was going forward. It was Joe Bob Clements who hit him.
And Ron, we've talked all year about walk-ons. Joe Bob Clements was a walk-on, came to Kansas State as a tight end, earned a scholarship before the '96 season.
We have an incomplete pass on the play. There is no flag on the play. Second down.
And Joe Bob Clements had a big ball game in the Nebraska game, had 9 tackles in the big win. Mike Stoops, defensive coordinator, talking to the field, trying to get lined up. Next red hair is going to go to gray here tonight.
Here comes the blitz again. Got a man and caught at the 5, and touchdown Jones. And I think you got to say hats off to Light, Cohen, Niedrich, Jacoby, and Gorin, the offensive line, because they gave him time to put up a touch pass.
You know, Isaac Jones has caught 5 touchdowns and make it 6. He played quarterback in high school. He understands the passing game.
Dorsch with the extra point. And I think that is a huge answer by Purdue to come right back after they had handed a gift off the special teams to K-State.
Yeah, they handed a gift, but remember their special teams play. They got out to the 50-yard line, but here's just a loft pass against Carter, the defensive back. Isaac Jones with the touchdown.
So it's halftime with our score, 17-7 Purdue. Now with the new Dodge halftime report, let's rejoin Chris Fowler out in Tempe, Arizona. Chris? Brees less than 100 yards at a halftime. That's a shocker. But for Bishop to only have 20 yards, that's something you think that K-State could do blindfolded.
Yeah, and they thought they'd have their way with the Purdue defense. Purdue's defense has given up some yards during the year, and I'm sure Bill Snyder has done the best job he could possibly do with his ball club of trying to get them ready to play in the second half. But you look at the statistics, 63 total yards by this Kansas State offense, and you look at the penalties and then the 4 turnovers. That's the story of the ball game. Purdue -9 yards rushing, but they're not a rushing football team. They're going to win the football game throwing the ball and quarterback draws.
That bottom number, 48 points a game, leading the NCAA, and right now the total at halftime is about 41 points under that.
Man.
Twice this year K-State was down at halftime as this goes to Murphy, 5 yards deep. He will not return it. They were down at halftime to Nebraska and also to Missouri, and obviously they came back and won both. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ryan, I think the extra 10 minutes in this 25-minute halftime made more difference to the Kansas State Wildcats, more significant than it was to the Purdue Boilermakers for 2 reasons. On offense, if they can't keep those defensive ends out of the backfield, they start to pass. Watch them keep some backs in the backfield. You get a chip block on it. On defense, basically, to use their words, it's still on-the-job training when they see Purdue line up with no backs. They still don't know how to handle that with the proper personnel.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Ryan Young had his hands full in that first half as you look at the run, and that's close to 10 yards by David Allen to open the second half, and I'm going to say he is just short of the 30. O'Keefer stopped it.
And going back to what Adrian Karsten was talking about, I think he's exactly right. If you ever wanted 10 more minutes, you want 10 minutes for Kansas State to try to make your adjustments. Mike Stoops defensively, Bill Snyder to right away to the option, and David Allen's going to be a big part of this offense in the second half.
He's been the most consistent, averaging 9 yards a carry. He has 36 on 4 attempts right now. Here he comes again. Has 5, has 10, counted off at 15, 16, and now at 19 yards. Austin makes the tackle, and Allen is running and also leading the cheer.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat myself. Well, this drive is so important for Kansas State to get them awake and to get them back in this football game. But this is their signature right here. They need to take this ball down and score a touchdown.
Got it again, and this time nothing doing. Lorzell. Jason Lorzell, the redshirt freshman. Eric Hickson comes back into the lineup at tailback. Bishop sets very deep this time and goes for the end zone, and that ball is going to be knocked down. Coming all the way across field was Todd Stelma. Boy, it's really hard to throw a pass that long across field and not have help. Plenty of time to come over and either intercept or knock it down.
And again, that penalty really sets back Kansas State, keeps them from scoring here. Trying to get the ball to Darnell McDonald, double coverage.
You know, I'm a little surprised that Bill might not go for a field goal here, because it would be 59 yards, and Grammatica's hit him from 65.
But if he misses, he get a good field position up.
They kick it for the far sideline. This is a good hanging spiral, and it's going to hit just 1 yard deep in the end zone. 42 yards in the punt. So we'll take a break. 9:58 left in the third, and the Purdue Boilermakers. That was the longest drive of the game, 38 yards, 5:02 off the clock, and no points. It's Isaac Jones in motion, bottom of the screen. Brees, quarterback draw, nothing doing.
Better job there by the defensive line. Andre Rowe and Joe Bob Clements, they had a little game going on the defensive line. And that stopped the quarterback draw, Drew Brees.
(17-7) if you just joined us. Clock running at 8 minutes and 35 seconds to play. Third quarter. Purdue, a 2-touchdown and in some quarters more underdog in this ball game, up by 10. Brees, long throw, got it complete, and Daniels will pick up the first down and come out of bounds at the 34. Cooper was there to make the play on him.
Cooper shows you his speed from that strong safety position, making that play. Brent Venables, the linebacker coach, on his way to Oklahoma after this game, having a conversation with his outstanding strong safety.
So Danny Rogers prepares to kick it away. David Miller, the nation's leading punt returner, or David Allen, I should say, standing and waiting for the return. High pass over his head. Second one we've had tonight, and K-State had to return on it. He missed it. And K-State will recover it for a touchdown.
Are taught when the ball goes over your head to scoop it out of the end zone, take the safety. That's what he tried to do, but he overran it. You do not want to give this ball.
The Sanford, that is the second one.
Joe Tiller timing the punter, but the snap goes over his head, and
looks like
everything breaks down.
Abbott winds up. That extra point is no good. Grammatica yanks it, and it goes wide left. First wanted he has missed all year, and consider this as we go to break. The only 2 touchdowns K-State has in this ball game are from errant snaps from center. We'll be right back. So our new score, the Kansas State Wildcats pulled to within 4 points, 17-13. Jake Havoc, a sophomore out of Oakland, Iowa, who is a special teams specialist, recovers the ball in the end zone, and that's exactly what has happened to Purdue tonight. It has been Havoc as far as the long snap. Sanford with a couple just a little too tall. It's cost him 2 touchdowns. Clopton. Tell you what, this little guy right here makes things happen in a hurry. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us down there?
Ron, unfortunately, right now, Sanford is the head coach's nightmare. What you're looking at is Joe Tiller in the upper right corner of the screen with a stopwatch. And what he is timing, if the ball ever got to the hands of the punter, in about 2 seconds, if he can make the punt, no one can touch it. But this is all Sanford has to do in the game. And I can tell you right now, from experience, that no one feels worse than he does right now. 1-on-1 game is bad enough, but 2 for touchdowns. It's just unforgivable when that's your only responsibility in the football game, Ron.
Interesting, on the sideline, number 20, Chris Daniels, who is a wide receiver, was practicing long snaps a moment ago. We'll look and see if they use him on the next punt. Crabtree maybe one, is knocked down hard by McIntosh. Well, there's Daniels, and he was rehearsing long snaps on the sideline.
Yeah, he was practicing on the sideline. 2 snaps, and let me say this about Staniford. His snaps are very, very good. He's got good speed on him, just too high. There's a shift now that they shift Vinny Sutherland out and got him against the linebacker. They got exactly what they want with him.
And that's who he's looking at. And the ball is tipped and knocked out at the line of scrimmage. McIntosh with his 3rd knocked out of the pass. And Mike Gottfried, you're right. They had him on a slant one-on-one, and he was open.
Well, anytime you get a linebacker against Vinny Sutherland, now usually they'll put the tailback in the backfield. But all of a sudden now they make a little adjustment and put Vinny Sutherland back at the tailback position and then shift him out. Here it is right here. Vinny Sutherland's already out against the linebacker. And they're trying to get him the football. He was open, but McIntosh batted it down.
3rd down, and they need to take it to the 35 of Kansas State. Brees got his pass off incomplete at the 34-yard line. Isaac Jones. And there was pretty darn good coverage there by K-State. Carter was in the area.
Yeah, Deshaun Carter's had a nice ball game. He's been matched up a lot against Isaac Jones.
And it is going to be Chris Daniels, the wide receiver who is 6'3", 202 pounds, a junior out of Clearwater, Florida, who is coming over the football to make the snap. Very high. Allen runs away from it, and it is down by Purdue at the 1-yard line.
Vinny Sutherland, he's making the most of his effort tonight.
Well, those wide receivers are being accounted for. They snap it, and they touch it dead. Here's where you got to be really careful of Michael Bishop, and you can't get lazy on any step. They'll go with the running game, and it's going to be Allen who is tackled by Fells close to the 5.
Michael Bishop took a long time at the line of scrimmage there. What he's doing right now, Ron, is he's going up to the line of scrimmage with a formation. He's looking to the sideline for Bill Snyder if he wants to change the play. It's given more of an opportunity to call the play based on what they're in defensively.
Well, David Allen is out. Only the fullback Gouldsby is there, and Brees, number 87, comes in at wide receiver. Ball is fumbled. It's in the end zone. Touchdown, David Nugget. Nugent. David Nugent with the touchdown.
Never got the football.
David Nugent, a junior from Collierville, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, makes the recovery. And Mike Gottfried's right. Brian Gouldsby, who doesn't carry that often, just never got connection from Bishop. Is good, and with 52 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, our new score: Purdue 24 and Kansas State 13.
Watch the handoff. Michael Bishop almost like flipped it into the hands of Brian Gouldsby, and they just never had it.
Mike, he also was looking at Wakori. I mean, Wakori was almost there to take the handoff for him.
Yeah, number 49, Chucky Wakori, was right in the backfield. And you could see the frustration of Bill Snyder on the sideline.
Bill's only given away 1 tonight. He's got 1 more to give because Purdue's given 2 away. Here comes Bunton's kickoff. Murphy, 2 yards deep, he'll return it. Remember, I told you this is the 4-2 sprinter. And he ran right into the man. That's Bell, who is there to make the tackle. Deshaun Austin. Mike gave you the history on him. He's been hurt.
See, Michael Bishop's looking to the sideline now. Bill Snyder's making this play call.
Play clock is at 9, now at 8. Sets deep, and the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and O'Keefer knocks this one down.
Well, the defensive ends, Colvin and O'Keefer, have had big nights.
And, you know, let's throw Wakore's name in there as well, because I still think he was a big part of that fumble on the handoff just a moment ago. So you're right, all three of them.
Yeah, they've had the tackles for Kansas State have had problems all night.
By the way, K-State losing those 3 fumbles tonight. That is an Alamo Bowl record. Bishop's pass intercepted. And it's Gustin again. His second pickoff of the night. First and goal, Purdue.
Boy, Billy Gustin read the route of Aaron Lockett. He got right on the hip. He knew they were clearing out on the outside, and he knew Aaron Lockett was going to run an out route. And Billy Gustin got right in front of the throw, as he did in the first half on an interception.
He really jumped on both of them, didn't he, Mike?
He sat right on this route. Watch, he knows right now that Lockett's going to break outside. He's going to break underneath him. He knows the clear out is on the outside. Just a heady play by the senior defensive back.
I said first and goal. They've spotted it just outside the 10. From the shotgun, Brees, incomplete. One more comment about Gustin. You have to think when you see plays made like that that is a young man who has to have been in the video room watching tendencies and watching receivers and watching quarterbacks.
Well, he's had 2 interceptions tonight. He came into the game with 2 interceptions. He came out of Georgia Military Academy. He studies film and he knows routes. He read the route on both plays that he intercepted the football.
Jones now with 8 catches. That is an Alamo Bowl record. Third down. They need to take it just inside the 1. Incomplete. Stratton, the tight end, was the guy he was looking for.
And this is what Kansas State needed at this time. They had to force the field goal. Good defensive play.
Bill Snyder comes in. He was on the extra point a moment ago, and he will snap for this field goal attempt. It's a 26-yard attempt. Dortch is 1 of 1 tonight. Good pass. Kick is up, and he squeezes it through. Butler was close for a block, and with 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter, will hold it right here as Purdue extends its lead to 14 points. The situation right now, 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 27-13, and Bunton to kick off again. And you have to understand, every time you kick it, if you can't get it in the end zone, you're playing with fire because of that number 3 back there. But this one's far enough. I don't think he'll return it. Well, he's going to. From 5 yards deep in the end zone, runs into his own man, and still takes it out to the 36-yard line. That's 41 yards on the return if you count the 5 from in the end zone. He is just dying to break one. That is the end of the third quarter. And as we head to the final 15 minutes, Roosevelt Colvin, Chiki O'Keefer, and Chucky Wakore have had a big part in this ball game. Well, the Boilermakers are wishing they could put that clock on fast forward and just get it going and head back to West Lafayette. We'll give you the 3 quarters statistics in just a moment as they go with a running play. That's Hickson, and he pushes the pile forward for about 3 yards. Through 3 quarters, Mike, what do you get from these numbers?
Well, the fact that Kansas State can't muster any offense and the 6 turnovers. Obviously Purdue with 4, but the Kansas State turnovers have just killed their effort.
60,780 in attendance tonight. That's the second largest in Alamo Bowl history. Fourth largest for football in the Alamo Dome. Bishop sets deep under pressure, and he's sacked by O'Keefer. 5 times those defensive ends have gotten to him tonight.
I think this is Michael Bishop's fault over here. O'Keefer's being blocked. Now they block him up in the line with Thomas Barnett, and then he just runs over Eric Hickson. So really, Michael Bishop never had a chance again.
O'Keefer has 3 sacks in the ball game.
Once you make Michael Bishop pull that football down and reset, O'Keefer's just right after him.
3rd down, and they have to take it out to the 46-yard line to keep this drive going. Bishop throws very long, and it is caught by Brees.
That's one you throw up, Ron. There may have been a little push off on Henry Bell.
53 yards.
Yeah, Brees may have pushed off on Henry Bell. But a high fly throw by Michael Bishop. Let's watch it here. Michael Bishop throwing across his body. Now Brees just did a nice job against Bell. Bell kind of loses his balance.
And of all the plays that looked as though it was going for naught, that one was one of them, and it winds up as a plus 53. Quarterback draw. And Bishop goes down hard just inside the 10. That's Felds combining with Lorzell on the tackle for Purdue.
Michael Bishop running the quarterback draw, just follows the blocking of Brian Goolsby. Fells makes the play. He's had a remarkable ball game also, Ron.
Willie has
talked about him being a wrestler in high school. He had a three-year record of 99-2.
David Allen at left guard, and then he disappears. He takes a pretty good hit by Reeves and also Woody Felds again.
Their inability to run the football tonight, Kansas State has not been able to muster any kind of attack inside to cause Purdue any kind of problems. Mark Mangino, who you see right here on the right, Ron Hudson, the quarterback coach, done such a great job of Michael Bishop running the football and the quarterback counter and ISOs and draws. People from all over the country have called about their running game.
Timeout called by Kansas State. Will take it with them. 12:08 to play in the game, and the Wildcats are down by 2 touchdowns. We are back. You see the clock. 12:08 remaining in the ball game, and it's 3rd down Kansas State. And they need to take it to the 5.5-yard line to move the sticks. Bishop in the option play gets a block at the 5, and they will have the first down as David Allen gets belted out of bounds by John Reeves.
And the speed option, and Michael Bishop takes it right to the defensive end, kicks it out. But Brian Goolsby again with another nice block that sets up this first down. Watch number 30 come out of the backfield and make this block for David Allen.
The play clears for the Kansas State.
Henry Bell.
12 for 80 yards for David Allen tonight. 1st and goal, Wildcats. Allen again, right side, touchdown, K-State. Brian Handley with a huge block. And that is the first offensive touchdown in this ball game that K-State has taken the offense and driven it down the field. without taking it over at the 6-inch line or recovering a fumble in the end zone by the defense or special teams. Gramatica to attempt the extra point. Missed his first of the year on that last touchdown. It's a good pass and knocks this one home. So there's a timeout. 11:59 left in our ball game. It's a 7-point Purdue lead. Well, that's the longest drive of the night. 7 plays, 64 yards by the Kansas State offense. 3 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Michael Bishop engineers it. Allen scores the touchdown. And here's the kickoff. Line drive, and it's going to go in and out of the end zone. Crabtree takes it for short yardage into the middle. It's Chris Johnson who's down at the bottom of the pile along with Jeff Kelly.
And one of the reasons he's in that record book is because their inability to run the football. The only chance they got of moving the football is Drew Brees throwing it. And Ron, you talk about changing times. I was reading where Bob Greasy in his 3-year career threw 28 touchdown passes at Purdue, and Drew has had 36 touchdown passes in the regular season. So you talk about changing times in the Big Ten and at Purdue.
Here comes the blitz in the middle, and they give it to Crabtree, and he breaks it. Crabtree will have the first down, and he's still going across midfield. Carter finally stopped a 16-yard gain.
Well, Jay Crabtree probably knows a lot of these Kansas State players because he played at Coffeyville Junior College in Kansas, where he rushed for 24 touchdowns last year. Purdue with success recruiting the junior colleges.
First down, they put the ball at the 47. They keep it on the ground again. Crabtree has 5, has 10, counted off at around 15 yards. Carter will make the tackle, and Coach Stoops, well, again, rocking and reeling in that chair upstairs because he knows that as tough as the offensive output has been tonight, only 1 touchdown by the offense really, that if they go down by 14 again, it's going to be a big mountain to climb, Mike.
Yeah, and their offense just isn't playing that well. But when you go to a one-back set, spread people all out over the football field, your run support sometimes can get mistakes. And that's what's happening to Kansas State.
They go with the 3rd running play in a row. This could be a Purdue record.
Going back to the days of Bob Greasy now. Bob was handed off.
Semino makes the tackle. You know, it was interesting in asking Joe, I said the nicest flattery that you can have is when somebody starts doing what you're doing. How much around the Big Ten have you seen some of your offense beginning to spring up? And he said here and there. Beginning to see more one-back and no-back stuff, but particularly one-back.
Coaches steal a lot of things off that tape.
2nd down. Brees sets nicely, gets it complete, and stepping out of bounds is Randall Lane. 6:52 left in the ball game. Carter and Proctor were out there on the cover.
This whole Kansas State defensive team is going to have nightmares of this Purdue offense. All the formations, all the throws.
Well, Bill Snyder said in our meeting, I said, what do they finally do to you? And he said, they just out-formation you to death.
Frustrate you.
Brees, well, had a receiver running a zig and someone else zagged, and Cooper was the closest man to it. I think Cox was the man that he wanted, and Cox ran like toward the post. He should have stayed outside.
I think Drew Brees misread that pass.
Travis Dortch to attempt the field goal, and this one's going to come from 37 yards away from the near hash mark. Travis, a freshman out of Bozeman, Montana, 6'6", 192 pounds, has one from 25 and 26 tonight. Good pass, and this one is right down the Alamo. So the Purdue Boilermakers, with that field goal, push their lead back to 10 points. It will take a break with 6:44 remaining. The Big Ten right now up by 10. Well, we're back. 6:44 remaining, 30-20. Purdue on top. Purdue is a huge underdog in this ball game. And there's the man, Frank Murphy. And he wants the football if he can get it. Let's see if it's returnable. Yep, it is. It's in the field of play from the 4. Tackled inside the 15 by Stelma. First down from the 13-yard line. Bishop, deep retreat, pumps it. Going long, got a man open. And McDonald makes the catch. Flag goes down, but he will score it easily from 87 yards. Let's call it 88 yards.
Billy Gustin tried to run into him to get the pass interference, but Darnell McDonald, with good concentration, brought that pass in for the score. And just like that, Kansas State back in this ball game.
Pass interference on the defense. By rule, we have a touchdown. Penalty is declined.
What good concentration by McDonald, Ron, as he made that catch. 1,092 receiving yards this season.
Gramatica to attempt the extra point and try to make it a 3-point ball game again with 6:23 remaining. And he does.
Busting coverage by Purdue in the secondary, because Darnell McDonald is going to come down the field and there's nobody going to pick him up. Billy Gustin just tries to run him down, knowing that the ball's coming to him. Gets the interference call, but McDonald, with good concentration, watches eyes, just watches the football, brings it in, and then takes it in for the touchdown. Good arm strength by Michael Bishop. Threw it a long way.
They're now saying officially 88 yards, and that is an Alamo Bowl record by McDonald to pull his team to within 3. Clopton 2 yards deep, and he'll go down on one knee.
Ron, 2 things. Purdue, first of all, has played a very good football game. They get a young team. This is a team they're going to have to be reckoned with next year in the Big Ten. Drew Brees will be a candidate for a lot of awards next year. Kansas State, I still think, and I'm still saying, they're the victim, of not being picked up in this Bowl Alliance. Last loss.
BCS, Mike.
BCS, and I think it's hurt them tonight in this ball game. They're trying to get back in this thing.
Crabtree is going to be stopped for about a yard loss. Carter came over from his cornerback position, one of the first men there. Right now, what Joe Tiller wants to see happen is let that clock move, but they're going to have to move the chain several times to get it down where they want it.
Yeah, without a doubt now, Purdue needs a couple first downs. 5:48 left to go in this ball game.
Running play again. Crabtree takes a real shot from McGraw. You could see John come up quickly. Cooper was there as well. And now decision time, 3rd down. And from where they're marking it, it's still going to be about 9 yards for the first.
Ron, and as you look at this play, Purdue will try to find a matchup where they like it the best, and they have tried unsuccessfully to go against Cooper tonight, number 40.
They're 2 of 15 on third down conversions, and they've missed their last 8. Cox makes the catch, and also Jones, I beg your pardon, and Cooper is right there to make the hit on him. They're not booing, it's cool.
Well, what happened on that play is they man coverage, and Jared Cooper ran across with Gabe Cox, and he read the screen. Watch number 40, Jared Cooper, as he goes across. Now he reads the screen. Now he breaks up and makes the tackle and forces this punt. Nice play by Cooper.
Daniels again, the man to snap. Low pass from center, gets his kick away, and this spiral's not going to turn over. Allen from the 42. That's the reason he leads the nation in kick returns. Danny Rogers, the punter, made the tackle.
And that's been the player of the game for Kansas State on offense. He has brought some excitement with him tonight.
35 yards in the kick and 32 on the return.
He just bursts here. I mean, he just shows you his speed, flat out cutting ability and working up the football field.
.402 to play. And K-State can smell momentum going in their direction. Here comes the quarterback draw. Still on his feet. And Bishop will take it close to the first down. Around the 16-yard line. Lorzell makes the tackle on him.
Well, Michael Bishop's not used to losing, Ron. In his junior college career, in his college career at Kansas State, 46-2. Pretty good odds for your quarterback.
30-27, Purdue. But that lead is very much in jeopardy right here. They did move the chains. It is first down from the Boilermakers 16. Hickson breaks by a tackle, breaks by a second one as they try to take the ball away at the 11. Nugent is down there to make the tackle. You thought that he was going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage. He gains 5.
Well, John Reeves got in the backfield along with another player for Purdue, but they just couldn't bring him down. As they're playing for the hardware now.
Joe Tiller trying to get his defense sparked. Bishop, quarterback draw again. And Gusta neckties him just shy of the 5-yard line.
Playing with a little more emotion now in this quarter. Michael Bishop, he's like turned it up a notch. These last 2 quarterback draws, he's running with more authority. You see a nice block by Ryan Young. Now all of a sudden the rush of Purdue is a non-factor. Michael Bishop on the sideline right now getting the play.
Plenty of time on the play clock. It is at 13, now at 12, now 11. Bishop straight ahead with the quarterback sneak, and they will have the first down just inside the 5. Willie Felds, the junior out of Palatka, Florida, who has had a really outstanding game for Purdue, makes the tackle.
Here's Ron. We're in the huddle. Michael Bishop challenges that offensive line. This is a heavy senior football team on the offense. 4 seniors on that offensive line.
Now a timeout as the entire Purdue defense is walking toward the sideline, and it is the Boilermakers who call the timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:08 left in the ball game. Boilermakers by 3. Well, the hardware is on the sideline. No names have been engraved on there as yet. And folks wearing purple are thinking that they're going to yank victory from that gentleman you were just looking at. Purdue has been shockingly on top and in command of this football game until about the last 6 or 7 minutes.
And you've seen a different Michael Bishop in that last period of time.
Purdue led at 27-13 with 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Hickson is tackled by O'Keefer.
And it's a credit to Bill Snyder and his coaching staff. We talked about the lack of concentration. We expected him not to be at emotional level in this ball game, yet here they are with 1:45 left, a chance to win this football game or to take the lead.
Second and goal. Hickson met in the backfield as they got penetration, and Willie Fells again. Bishop quickly gets away from the offense, runs to the sideline to get the play rather than take a signal. And a timeout has been called again by Purdue's defense with 1:27 left. We'll take it with them. Right back. 30-27 our score as fight songs are being played and pom-poms are being waved, and we got 1:27 left. Don't forget Sports Center coming up next.
Ron, what makes Kansas State dangerous here is the option with Michael Bishop carrying this football.
So here they come to the line of scrimmage. It is third down for the Wildcats. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown Swift.
A nice call by Mark Mangino and Ron Hudson, and just a beautiful call to Justin Swift.
Martin Gramatica with the extra point attempt. Well, he got it, and it is now 34-30 K-State.
Here's the touchdown. Michael Bishop with a good fake, and they were thinking option. And then raise up and throw the football to tight end Justin Swift. O'Keefer was in coverage, but just couldn't stay with Justin Swift.
But Drew Brees on the sideline looking up at the clock. Got a minute 24 seconds to work with. Let's see if Gramatica kicks this one into the base of the end zone. They'll not return it.
Go back to all the missed opportunities Purdue's had in this ball game. The drop passes.
Cox deep over the middle.
Yeah.
And also, Bell on that interception when he dropped it in the wide open field. But they still have 1:24 left. Pass is low. That's the 49th pass attempt by Drew Brees looking for Jones. A lot of people still asking the question, how did Drew Brees come out of Austin, Westlake High School, and nobody in Texas or the Big 12 recruit him? As a starter, never lost a football game in high school. But he did have a serious knee injury. I've heard a lot of reasons why he was not taken. But he's still got 2 more years at Purdue.
He's going to do a lot of winning for the Boilermakers.
Steps up, gets it away, and that one is too low. The most difficult thing for them next year, he could be not only as good but better, but they lose Iowa and Illinois on their schedule, and they pick up Ohio State and Michigan, and both of those games are on the road. That is not a good swap.
No, but they return most of their football team, and they've nationally recruited more since Joe Tiller's been there. They only have 4 starters from the state of Indiana. So they're all over the country, which goes from his Wyoming days.
2 of 16 third down conversions, and they have missed their last 9. Brees' pass got it complete, and they'll have the first down.
A good effort by Chris Daniels.
1:07 showing on the clock.
First down, Purdue.
Now it's whistled back in. 104, now 103. Gets this one complete. That's Randall Lane.
Sometimes they have trouble with the easier catches, but Randall Lane just snatches one out of the sky for Drew Brees.
Just beyond Chris Daniels, and a flag is down. Holding, I believe, is going to be the call
on Lamar Chapman, number 1, because he kind of grabbed out. It looked like to slow the receiver down. Chris Daniels, the intended receiver. Lamar Chapman, who's played well tonight.
We have pass interference on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
As we said, Chris Daniels, receiver, and not much contact, but enough to get that flag.
Penalty yards, well, they have been considerable. Brees going to run it, and he's got a lot of running room. Going to take it as far as he can, and he did get out of bounds. Very wisely got what he could when diving out of bounds. Chapman was there, but he is down around the 25, and that's enough for the first down.
Here's where Drew Brees is really good at, because he can feel the rush. Jared Cooper, number 40, is going to come from the top of the screen. He feels the pressure, ducks up underneath, and picks up the first down, and then tries to get out of bounds. Lamar Chapman on the hit.
You could see his wide receiver wisely coming off rather than throwing a block and being called for a clip. Brees lobs it for the end zone. Got him there. Touchdown, Isaac Jones.
Can't throw the ball any better than that. Drew Brees stuck it right in there to Isaac Jones. What a drive for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Extra point is good. A 3-point game with 30 seconds left. And I mean, the K-State bench and their side of the field is sitting in stunned silence. They cannot believe that Drew Brees took that football and went down the field on their defense.
That's as good as a pro drive on Sunday for John Elway. Denver comeback. Drew Brees just finds Isaac Jones open. He adjusts to the football, makes that touchdown catch, and puts the Boilermakers ahead. The senior starter on the offense, Isaac Jones.
And I think there were probably 10 groans in the Big Ten Conference. That's the other 10 coaches that know this guy's going to be around for 2 more years and they got to face him.
Well, that's a great drive. And if they can end this season with the win, as I said before, this is a young football team that will contend for the Big Ten championship next year.
Now here's the next dilemma. You're not out of the woods yet. You can't kick away to K-State because Murphy has already proven that he can take it the distance. You know, do you line drive kick?
Yeah,
what do you do, Mike?
line drive it right here and get good coverage, because still a field goal with 30 seconds would tie this thing.
Well, Grammatica's kick his longest is 65 yards. So that means you got to get it around the 48-yard line of Purdue, and you still got an opportunity. You see his numbers, and he is relacing that shoe. And there's the kick on the ground, and it's bobbled for a moment. Now Murphy trying to find some place to run, and he is going to be hemmed in at the 11-yard line. And the bad thing about it is he wasted about 8 seconds off the clock.
Well, a nice job there on the kick. A little knuckleball.
Willie Fells playing special teams as well. Brees doesn't want to look on the sideline.
This will be big for him to come back home.
Oh. Bishop back in the end zone, rolling it. Flag has come down way behind the play, and that runs the clock down to 16 seconds.
There's got to be a hold.
Way back at the 5-yard line, this marker was thrown. You can see Colvin pointing, say, yeah, let's take it back.
Can't lose too much yardage from the 5, but you lose a little.
Colvin, the defensive player of the game, 8 tackles, 3 sacks for 25 yards.
And Ron, before we get off this thing, this Alamo Bowl has been a great sight this whole week with these fans here. It's been very colorful.
Mike, our crews had this game 3 times, have been here for the Final 4 last year and saw the regionals the year prior to that. This city does a great job for sports events.
Excellent.
Bishop rolls the pocket. Throws as he is hit, and this was just up in the air for grabs. And it is tipped, and it is not intercepted. 7 seconds showing on the clock. Both Ben Smith and Adrian Beasley were there. Lorzell on the sideline. All the Purdue players asking their backers to stand up and to lend support. The secondary has dropped off 38 and 40 yards downfield just to make sure that no home run ball is thrown on them on what should be the final play of this ball game. Bishop runs up into the pocket. 2 seconds down to 1. Gets his pass away, and it is going to be intercepted. John Reeves with the interception is knocked out of bounds, and this one is over. And Joe Tiller gets a cool bath, and this is an excited Purdue football team.
Again, Ron, you got to credit Purdue. They came to play, and they played, and they made that drive that won the football game. The hats off to both these coaching staffs. They've had great years.
So Drew Brees to Isaac Jones, and that was the difference maker as Purdue, a big underdog by over 2 touchdowns in this ball game, comes up with the upset, 37-34. For Mike Godfrey, Adrian Karsten, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Ron Franklin. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations to the Purdue Boilermakers, champions of the 1998 Builder Square Alamo Bowl.